3 p.m. Eastern time on August 13th. All-time highs. We poked all-time highs again today, ran up to 64.80 on the S&P today. Pulled back a little bit just to kind of retest yesterday's high. We have U.S. PPI data coming out tomorrow, producer price index, to show if things are more expensive for businesses, will they ultimately pass it on to the consumer? Time will tell. I don't think we're going to have nearly the same reaction tomorrow as we did yesterday. The market stretched quite a bit. We had like 120, 125% ATR yesterday on the day. We ended up testing the highs of my, VIX rule of 16 that I typically trade every day during my daily profit plan. And today was actually a really easy day. I grabbed about $120, $130 out of daily profit play. I've got a couple trades running into the close. Let's see what happens if we get price to go back up into this 65, 70 zone. I've got a couple of zones here I'd like to take a look at. I also have a new website that's up and running. So if anybody has any questions anytime you're watching these sessions, website is chrispulvertrading.com. And if you have any interest in getting some ways to follow me, this is another way to do it. chrispulvertrading.com. You can just sign up and follow along. Telegram, I stream when I'm doing sessions like this. I stream on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook. Daily profit play alerts and double ups and newsbreakers and lots of others. Pinch point scanner. They're all right here as well. I talk about these every single day. You want to trade with me every day? There's your chance. You want to trade with me every week? I have a live session on waterfall income every Monday. You want to trade some high crazy volatility moves with major catalysts like earnings reports? There's newsbreakers. Double ups, awesome strategy for high reward, super high reward, like literally 5 to 1, 6 to 1, 10 to 1. We actually crafted trade. I think today, if I win on this trade today, somehow about 480 over 20. I mean, I can make a 24 times risk today. It's, again, potential, but even if I could turn that into 2, 3, 4 times profit, that'd be pretty sweet too. I'll talk about that. Pinch point scanner is a great scanner that spoon feeds me awesome volatility expansion plays every single week, or every time I check out look at the scanner. I look at it every week on Watch This Wednesday. You want to learn how to protect your portfolio. If you're a little bit more advanced, know more about options, or you've been in some of my classes where I can teach you all this stuff to be successful, this is kind of my whatever it takes kitchen sink, the way I manage some of my accounts and capital. You want some bonus education? 13 of my favorite strategies, 11 videos, PDF guide, how to use risk graphs, key terms, understanding the jargon that comes with options trading. Check out my practical options. If you purchase a lifetime of any of these courses, a lifetime access to any of these courses, I give you my full course for free. It's a $500 bonus. So just a little pitch right there. There you go. But the website I'm super excited about, chrispulvertrading.com. You can email our team directly as well, support@prosperitypub.com. And for all my members, I share this email. You're more than welcome to contact me for any service-related questions. Okay, tail of the tape today. We are still green. Levels I'm watching, we're at 64.60. Let me do a spot check on my double ups today. One is down, one is up a little. I mean, I'm down like $10. Max risk today is like 35. I just did like an example trade for my service. As we had a workshop this week, we've had day 1, day 2. Tomorrow's day 3. I'll continue doing that all week to make sure that everyone is fully aware of how we trade double ups, why we take the trades. I did an awesome little flashcard series today where you see the trade, what do? And I pop quiz you. So we had a lot of fun with that. By the end of the day, if somehow price is able to get up into this window right in here between 64, 70, 75, and 80, that potentially has a $500 profit trap. This trade cost me $20. So we could actually get a pretty fantastic move. Maybe. I mean, if we come up and try to retest the high of the day, my big gamma level on the day was around this like 64.75. If the market is interested in revisiting the highs, that could actually be fantastic in these final 45 minutes. So let's see if the market is interested. I hope that it is. That'd be a fun little winner today. Breakout or rejection, Adrian? That's a good question. Joy says, want to be able to join this AM, but thanks for the commentary. Any thought on closing IWM? Waterfall. Which one? IWM at 230, so we got a nice run up. What's our profit? I mean, why are we closing so early, by the way? IWM Waterfall, I don't want to close those yet. I closed a 111 trade today for about 90% profit. That was this one. So IWM here, I closed out a 180 by 178, 105 by 100. This was a bear put spread, and I think it was a bear put spread of 2 naked puts. Closed that thing out for 18 cents. I got filled for 205. So 205 minus 18. I closed out for $187 profit. I did that on about 6 accounts. So 187 times 6, about $1,100 profit on IWM today. The trade that Joy's referring to is for my waterfall class. Let's see what the profit situation is. This trade's up $44. I'm up 15%. I'm not super stoked about 15%. You know, I mean, it's a debit. If you're worried about the debit, then close out the trade and take the profit. You know, my routine on waterfall is I like to go 30, 40, 50% take profits. I also wanted to get into these trades and give it time because if we're going to see IWM and small caps hit all-time highs again, you know, this is kind of my plan. I mean, catching up on IWM, I mean, this is outpacing. We're finally catching up. Remember, S&P's at all-time highs. NASDAQ's at all-time highs. Russell is playing catch-up. This is what the small caps do. When they run faster, and all it is playing catch-up. You know, think about this. You've had the S&P, okay? You've had the S&P up here performance-wise. You've had the NASDAQ. I'll put this in blue. Let me do this. So let's say you have the S&P. All right, hang on a second. I'll just label this. Let's go. So we have S&P versus NASDAQ. Change the color. Let's get rid of the stupid arrow. There we go. So S&P, and then in blue we'll put NASDAQ. And then you have in, let's say, I don't know, orange. Let's put the Russell. Okay. So performance-wise, Russell made all-time highs years ago. Made all-time high last year. It's not at all-time highs yet. It's not down for the year necessarily, but it's like right back up to kind of break even. It's been like not great compared to all-time highs and positive gains. So Russell, I don't know, go back 4, 5, 6 years. Let's say Russell's doing this. Okay, Russell's doing this. It's positive-ish. Okay, NASDAQ, one of the best performing assets as far as passive investing and indexing. It's crazy aggressive. S&P, not quite as good as the NASDAQ, but still really, really good. So gains on the S&P versus gains on the NASDAQ versus gains on the Russell. What this is large caps have been outperforming the Russell by a lot. And if we start to see melt up highs here, what this gives the Russell the chance to do is play catch up. So if we're going up on these larger indexes, large caps maybe underperform a very aggressive catch-up trade on the Russell. Okay, there's 2 ways this works. One is market breadth can rise together or it can fall together, right? So if the S&P is like trickling higher, the NASDAQ is trickling higher, the Russell can gain a lot faster, which is what we're seeing right now. So I think what this is this is the small cap basically going into confirmation zone of, hey, look, the Fed's going to be cutting rates September, October, December. This is a nice little opportunity to see small caps improve. This is kind of forward pricing, I think, those small cap earnings and small cap gains. So if they can borrow at a cheaper price or they can see rate cuts would be helping their business model, give them some more cash runway and some debt restructuring, that's probably a big boost to small caps. And because it's been underperforming so long, it's a catch-up trade. Okay, yeah, throw the Dow in there somewhere too. Okay, do I trade all of them? Yeah, I trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the Russell. I trade them all. If you want less risk and you want a little bit less volatility, trade the Dow. Right? You want a little bit higher risk, higher volatility, trade the Russell. Russell's been kind of range bound, pretty easy to trade in all honesty, but you got to be selling premium. NASDAQ's been a high flyer. S&P's been a high flyer. They all work. They all have their interesting like cadences and rhythms and behaviors. But the Russell kind of stands out as it's underperforming because small caps have been garbage compared to large caps over the last like decade. But it does have its moments where it catches up. So let's go to the last month. Okay, let's look at the monthly candle here. So IWM monthly candle is, okay, this is Russell. We're going from the bottom here in April, which is way the heck down here, all the way up to now. Look at August. We opened here in August on a Russell, and it's up 6.94%. So I'm going to write this down. So Russell, 6.94 for IWM. Not a bad run for August. I mean, my gosh, we're only 13 days into the month. How about the NASDAQ? NASDAQ from the month of August was already opening near these highs. We're up 3.82 on the NASDAQ. So QQQ, 3.82. How about the S&P, the SPY? SPY, very similar to the NASDAQ. Opened up already nice and high, and 2.97 S&P. How about the Dow? The Dow, I mean, not at all-time highs. Neither is the Russell, but the Dow is up around 2.76. Okay, so I'll write that out. So we have Russell, and again, it's just August. So August performance comparison. August performance comparison. We have Russell is plus 6. Oh my gosh, dude. August performance comparison. Russell IWM is plus 6.94. You have the QQQ or the NASDAQ plus 3.82. You have the S&P SPY plus 2.97. And you have the Dow at plus 2.76. I mean, everyone should be happy. It's all good. It's all up, right? But what I'm showing you is like, this is a pretty substantial outperformance. I mean, it's nearly doubling the performance of the S&P, or actually is doubling the performance of the S&P. It's nearly doubling the performance of the NASDAQ. So is this the chase of the Russell? I mean, look, go back to the chart. Okay, go back to the chart and go to the daily and take a look and look left on the chart and go and just compare, right? I mean, Russell going up is fantastic. Going up to highs at 245 would be great. All I'm doing is I bought shares down here at 175, 180. I started to cover them at 200 and 205. I'm still selling in the money calls on the Russell. It's kind of annoying that I'm not up another 25, 30 bucks a share, but I'm just going to use it as an income vehicle. I don't have to buy puts on it right now. I just keep selling calls and rolling calls, and I'm making, maybe $2 to $3 every month. So if I'm doing this on, 10 accounts and I'm making an extra $2,000 to $3,000, it's income. It's not high flying in case like things go sideways and things pull back. But right now it's like, we just look at the technicals. I mean, we didn't really have much of a structure. It's like this thing just went straight down, a little reversal pattern right there. And then, I mean, if I'm looking at some wave structure, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish, right? And this was like an ABC correction. We're resuming the trend. If this is 1, if there's a pullback wave, it's like wave 3, wave 5 could get us up to all-time highs and maybe have some more room to the upside. I mean, this is a multi-year range, by the way. I mean, this goes back to the highs in 2022 when we actually had a bear market. This is late 2021. So it was like the NASDAQ peaked in November 2021. The S&P peaked in January 2022. The markets tanked. It was a bear market in 2022 for everything. But from 2021 highs all the way back to the retest during the election in 2024, huge crash this year all the way back down. I mean, it's gone nowhere. We haven't made all-time highs since 2022. So what would be really interesting is if this is some type of resistance level that can break. I mean, I'm just saying, what could be kind of exciting about this trade would maybe be take this range right here. And, obviously it plays out both ways. Like we might see this go to the downside, but if I go high to low, okay, we either stay in a range, or what could be even more exciting is we project a breakout to the upside. And if we get a breakout up here that ends up becoming a symmetry trade, who wouldn't be excited about watching the Russell rip up to 320 and play like an amazing catch-up, right? So that would be, IWM. I'm just going to label that line so it's easy to keep the integrity of the line. So let's go here. Text would be IWM breakout symmetry. Okay. So that way I can delete this box, kind of keep the charts a little bit nicer. But if we break these highs, and this is a measured move, I mean, going up to 325 and having the Russell just go absolutely bonkers. I mean, who wouldn't like to see the Russell go up 40%? I mean, it's been one of the most underperforming indexes that the U.S. has had for the last couple of years, despite making all-time highs in the S&P, despite making all-time highs in the NASDAQ, right? Despite making all-time highs in the Dow. Russell has been underperforming. So my point is I love the fact that we have a measure move, but what could also happen? Well, we could run right up to the same all-time highs right here, and we can say, good job, Russell, but not good enough, and maybe this is a multi-year range. So are we going to see a range trade on the Russell? Or are we going to see a breakout and rip on the Russell? I don't know. Price will tell us. Okay. But if we're going to continue to melt up, see all-time highs in the S&P, all-time highs in the NASDAQ, we might see the Russell be a great trade. I keep going back to this, but it wasn't that long ago that I posted this image. Is the Russell the best index for the second half of 2025? Rate cuts are looking more and more likely, and they are September, October, December. If we cut 3 times, does it help the Russell? Does it help the long end of the curve? Do things go down with 10-year yields? Maybe, right? Bullish hope. We've got bullish structure. Everything looks pretty darn bullish right now, and the Fed's cutting 3 times. Per the probabilities, the probability of rate cuts are pretty darn high. If the Fed doesn't cut, the argument is that they're way too slow, they're way too far behind, and we are seeing a stall in the labor market. So if the Fed doesn't cut, we are essentially watching the Fed choke out growth. Now, higher inflation is happening. We've seen it this week with CPI. We'll see tomorrow producer price index shows that businesses are taking on more money or more expenses as well. The question is will producers eat the inflation or eat the tariff rather, as opposed to pass it on? We've had persistently higher costs for the last 5 years. Okay. We peaked up to 9+% in 2021, 2022. We've come down to 3%. We've been oscillating around 2.5% to 3% for the last couple of years. It's frustrating to see it because that still means stuff is getting more expensive. But if we are going to see rate cuts, I know it's weird. It's like housing market is like all-time unaffordability. We've got all-time highs in the markets. Crypto, it's like everything's kind of, it seems bubbly. It seems euphoric, but I don't think that it is. I think that this is one of those windows where I know we're at 25, 26 times earnings in the S&P. That usually doesn't look good. But if things are so exciting and things are so frothy, why can't we have earnings at 27 times? Why can't we have earnings at 28, 29 times? This isn't like, it's not all funny money. I mean, you have some major moats with NVIDIA, Meta, Microsoft, Netflix, Google, Apple, Amazon. These are ridiculously large companies that are as big as freaking countries. Okay. So it's not the 1999, 2000, 2001 .com bubble when you just put .com after your name and you make a ton of money and you're up hundreds and hundreds of percent. If you put AI after your name, you're maybe getting some love right now, but the market's, shaking out some of that garbage after a while. We have faster cycles now than ever before. But I think the Russell is primed for a comeback just because small caps have been underperforming for so long. So this is what happens. Small caps outperform. It goes on and on and on. And eventually money is treated better to have the upside potential. The reason I posted this is because we had double digits to get to the all-time highs. This is why I'm in the Russell. Okay. So if we get to all-time highs, even from right now, I like buying the dips on the Russell. If we get pullbacks and dips, bring it on. I'll buy some dips. I will try to position myself where as long as prices are coming back to 170, I can maintain a posture position that's bullish on the Russell and I'll take income. Okay. But if we still keep going to the upside, I'd love to see this get to 245, 250. If we break these highs, is it break and pause and keep going higher and we all of a sudden see like a nice big bull market? Maybe, give it a chance. How fragile do you think some of these rallies are with fundamentals and the VIX beans? I don't know. It is so hard to call a top. That is why most of my trades are defined risk, because when I, play the game, it's like I try to keep the risk capped. Where that way for example, if I have a bunch of naked puts out there, naked puts are going to blow out if we have like a big 5, 10, 15% correction in the markets. But if I have capped risk, if I'm going like, on a stock that's 10 wide, 20 wide, 30 wide, it's like I'm risking $2,000 to $3,000. Okay, well, I can't blow up my account by risking like 1% with an absolute massacre price action. Defined risk makes all the difference in the world when you're trading options. So anyway, VIX is low, but it's not that low. Honestly, look at the VIX. It's not that low. We are higher volatility than before, but we've had the VIX back into the 12s before. We're at 14.5. We've had VIX many, many years. Look at this. Back in 05, we were down to a 10 VIX, right? After the great financial crisis, which obviously was a crazy event, the highest VIX has ever been. 2013, down into 11. We had a long period of super low volatility from 2011, 2012, 2013 into 2017. We obviously had a flush there in 15. We had a flush on the VIX on 18 with the Volmageddon event, but we've had slightly elevated volatility, but going down from $9 VIX to 11 and change VIX to 12 and change VIX. I mean, 1450, it's like, it's low, but it's not ultra low. We can get to 12 VIX, we can get 11 VIX, we could get 10 VIX. So there's still some wiggle room in the market to see the VIX go down and therefore push prices higher. So here's another indicator. And I see your question there who's asking, DJ Gaming asked about some Forex pairs. I'll get to Forex in a second. The market breadth of the 50-day moving average on the S&P, about 60% of stocks above the 50-day moving average. Okay. About 58% of stocks above the 200-day moving average. Again, S&P 500. NASDAQ, how many stocks above the 50-day? 52%. Above the 200-day, 62%. Market breadth seems pretty healthy. It's not like we're up in super frothy territory where everything is overbought and everything's like, good God, everything's up above the 50 and 200-day moving average. I'd short it. I would either look for a short-term hedge or I'd start taking some serious profits. Okay, but we're not there. And so I think there's room to maintain a bull market where we're above the 50 and we have room to grow into that. We have a lot of stocks, at least the majority of stocks above the 200-day. We can continue to push and see if that buy zone will continue to trend up, right? Okay, so I think that Russell overall, Joe, if that's your question, Russell still looks pretty good. I'm posturing moves and my positions are mainly let's target the all-time highs. I'm not going to take the profit on waterfall because I'm going out a little bit longer, right? If we hit 240, 245, the only issue with the trade that I took in waterfall is I did go out far enough where, if we hit 240, 245 next week or in the next month, this trade is not going to offer me full profit. The most profit I can make on this trade is $2.12. I'm only up 50 cents right now. So, if it offers me $70, $80 because I'm at the strike price I was targeting, maybe I take the profit and just protect it, right? But longer term, it's like 220, 225, 217, 221. This one's looking pretty good. It's up about 26%. This one's up around six. Collectively, I'm up $100 right now in these trades. Okay, fine. But it's August, September. It's like a little pullback correction is fine. But if we're going to keep plugging away and going to highs, maybe Russell can get to 245 and maybe get beyond it. So if it gets beyond it and the posture stays pretty good, then I'm going to hold these trades out for hopefully, $100 to $200 to $300 profit. That'd be ideal because I'm up $100 right now. I think, I can max out here at 200, another 200 and another 270. So I'm seeing 220, it's 440, 270, that would be 510. So I can make $510 on my trade here for Russell. If I can say max profit would be 510, let's say I pull in 250, I'd be happy, right? Making 50% on this, kind of suite of positions, I'd be pretty happy with that. Okay. All right. Intel, 22.16. I got a covered call at 21. I own the shares at 19 and 18. I might just keep rolling calls if it's looking good to fill some gaps at 24. Let's go currency strength on the day. Let's take a look at gold, silver. Let's look at Bitcoin. Ethereum made some fresh highs today, and then I'll go into currency strength. Right now, currency strength, we got pound on top, dollar CAD weak, Swiss in the middle, a little bit softer. That pound Swiss has been ripping to the upside. I've been saying buy this thing at 107. Pretty good trade there at 106. Let's go to the daily chart. So, I think this is a pretty strong entry. I've been long since 108 on the pound Swiss, trying to get back to 112. I think realistically, if this support level holds, I think we get back to this 113.50 is like a conservative level. Get it back up to highs around 114.50 is a great profit target. So let me just do some spot checking on some currencies. Aussie CAD, I'm still holding longs. I bought this thing at 88, 88.50. Aussie Swiss, looking better. It's still positive swap. I'm trying to get back this pocket at 55. I'm trying to get it higher than that for net profit if this is going to be a 5-wave structure. So I'm still holding longer term. Wave 1, 2. If we go 3, 4, 5, I'd love to take some profit up here on a 5-wave move. But if we get back to this pocket and I'm showing some good profit, I might just protect it and take it. Aussie yen, nothing. Aussie New Zealand, anything here? I don't know. I'm long Aussie. I leveled in at like 108. I went 108 and then I have pending orders all the way down here. So I'm trying to get Aussie New Zealand back up to 111.50 or all the way back up here to 114. We're not there. Maybe it's a slow grind. But I've got 106, 103, and 100 or 1.0050 as buying levels. And I'm just trying to take this longer term up to like 111.50 and 114. Aussie dollar, I said if you're willing to buy the dip, I still like this trade is going up into this open space around 6,800 to 6,850. So I like long, but it's been a very choppy environment. So if you're long, you got to kind of hold it and stick with it. Otherwise, I don't know. It's just a slow grind. But if it gets up in open space, I mean, what's to stop this thing from seeing a secular bear market in the dollar, getting up to 68, 68.50, 6,900? Hold this thing long. Risk appetite should hopefully help boost the Aussie. CAD Swiss can't catch a freaking break. We're on the left side of this trend line. We clearly need to see some structure changing, but if we can carve out some lows, I'd like a little bullish pattern to get me on the right-hand side of the trend line that measures some 3 to 5 wave moves. Lots of support back here, lots of support back here, lots of support back here. Does the market have any interest in carving out a bottom? If it does, let's see a bullish pattern, but nothing yet. Okay. CAD yen, anything here? No. Swiss yen. I'm looking for a topping pattern on Swiss yen. Surprisingly, this it is. I mean, we're at all-time highs again on the Swiss yen, which for a currency pair is pretty rare. But we made a couple of them since 2015 on the Swiss yen. But if I can see either a trend line break, retest, and then go back down, that would be an awesome pattern to then take this kind of like a large head and shoulders. Maybe this is the head. Right? And we come all the way back down to the neckline. And then we have a right shoulder. And then this bigger thing materializes for a massive bear pattern. So if I can get a trade on this to go back down, I do like that trade. Just not there yet. Okay. Euro Aussie, nothing. Euro CAD, nothing. Euro Swiss, I'm holding long. I'm trying to get this one back into like 95, 96. Euro pound, let me log in here to my FOREX charts. Give me a second. Okay, just going to log in and spot check a couple break evens. So Euro Swiss, check my break even on this one. We're getting a lot closer. Yeah, so I've got a break even at around 94.50. I'm looking to see if we can get to like, I mean, there's a nice pocket up here around 95.20. I'd love to see this thing get back to 96. Bigger picture is, maybe trying to hold these lows, give us a range trade where we have support down here, we have intermediate resistance here, and we have a big resistance level up here. So profit target 1, this will make me about 150 pips on trying to think, like a 2-lot position. So about 150 pips on a 2-lot position, that's a 3K payout. I'll take that profit. I could hold out a little bit longer and try to go up towards 99. That would make me about 450 pips on a 2-lot position. That'd be about 9K. So it's a big difference, obviously, in profit. But I don't know if I'm going to have the patience to hang on to it that long if everything's kind of lining up for profit. So that's Euro Swiss. Dollar Swiss. Watching this one as well. Break even is around 84. I'm trying to take this one into like 86.50 to 8,700. Aussie Swiss still working this one quite a bit. Break even is around 54. CAD Swiss trying. I'm trying to work my cost basis down a little bit. New Zealand Swiss. Yeah, we need to work some levels. That's all. I can move these levels down. So I'll just be patient. That's all. That's all I can do. Okay, this one. And this one. All right. Yeah. So I'll stay patient on the currency side. I keep going. Euro pound. A surprising amount of volatility of euro pound this year. I think it's probably just going to be a mess, something like this. We've got higher lows right now. We're kind of trending. If we pull back into these dynamic moving averages, looking to buy euro pound, maybe something like that. Just stay with like kind of the bigger wave structure. Euro yen, anything here? Overbought conditions on the euro yen. We do have some resistance up here as well around the 175, 176 handle. So maybe a topping pattern, maybe a rollover on the right hand side. I mean, the best trade is don't call the top in this one. Look for a price pattern instead. Trade the right hand side of the trend line. Define risk trade. Don't let the yen be a reason you can't. If you're going to be wrong on the yen, be wrong quick. If you're going to be right on the yen, put a stop loss into break even or better, and let that thing just freaking run. Because the yens can surprise you with like hundreds, if not thousands, of pips of movement. It's just trying to get on the right side of the trade. Euro dollar. I had said this before. I think that euro dollar in the near term probably has some more pullbacks. We pull back a little bit deeper. Maybe we pull back a little bit deeper. Pull back a little bit deeper. I still like this trade. It's just a matter of flipping the dollar index. If the dollar index has a little bit of a pullback towards 101, 102, then I'm looking to fade that dollar index, and that might be a pullback here on euro dollar between like 113 and 111, and see if I can catch a bottoming formation to get us back into like 118, maybe even a run to 120. Okay. All right. Pound Aussie. Equal support if you saw this level at 205. I didn't do anything with it, but I mean, that's pretty good structure with all this chop. Buy at 205, 204, 75, 80, whatever, stop loss below. And we're heading back at this range around 2.09, 2.0950. Pound CAD, what a silly move that is. God, you know what? It's funny. The trading battle I did a couple weeks ago, I put a pending order at 182.50 on the Pound CAD. I wonder if that actually, I don't know if the account's still active, but I put in a pending order at I'm trying to think, we did that thing on the 30th of July. Anyway, that would have been right down here towards the 200 getting filled and then ripping up. I mean, the thing was up 400 pips in 4 days. Impressive. So I just used the trend line. I mean, I was looking to buy this dip at the 200 moving average, and boy, did that react nicely. Pound Swiss, doing what I wanted to do. Bought in here around 108. It's up 130 pips or so. I'm still holding other positions, looking to get up into the 1350 zone, but just strong support. That crash move in April bottomed out, kind of found equal support around 107, and hopefully heading back into like 111, 112, maybe higher, maybe all the way up to like 115 again. Pound yen, noise. Pound New Zealand, range. Pound dollar, I mean, I got my symmetry move, right? I measured this out. This was a high, low, lower, high, lower, low. Perfect symmetry. That was the yellow box. So, I mean, this technical stuff is pretty amazing, especially in the Forex market. It's so good to measure moves and project some targets because Forex is impressively efficient. So anyway, I like that trade. I'm just not in it right now. That was a break, retest, go. That would have been an awesome symmetry trade right to the 200 moving average and to the pip. I think bottomed out. New Zealand CAD, I'm still holding long. This is my measure move up to 89.50, or it's 85.95. Trying to get up to like 85.50, 8600. New Zealand Swiss, looking to see if this is a wave 1, 2, 3 would put us above the buy zone. 4 and 5 maybe puts us in open space up here. Good support back around 52, 5300. But it's a long ways to kind of carve out this low. So if it's low, something like this, to pull back into this structure, that would be, to me, like a really nice trade on New Zealand Swiss. New Zealand yen, no trade. Dollar, open space. If you're buying in here, chance to buy small. I still like the open space New Zealand dollar to the upside at 63.50. I'm also willing, if that's area 1, I got to be willing to buy down here. Area 2, stop loss below the lows. So, I mean, from roughly 59.70 all the way up to 63.70. I mean, that's not bad. You've got 400 pips of space to play with. You can also just, if you buy small, you can have, I'll just redraw this. You could buy small here. You could buy small here, and you could reserve another buy small here, stop loss below, profit target, and just based on the bigger time frame is we go up to 63.70. So if you're going to stack orders, stack here, stack here, stack here, stack here, build up that position, take profit at the top. If we get some pullbacks in here, you get a couple of entries, throw in a couple small trade sizes, and then price still goes your way. Stack those winning trades, get to the open space profit target, make some money. If the dollar gets weaker, New Zealand dollar heads to open space, I think that's a good trade. Dollar CAD, I haven't quite figured out the rhythm on this one yet. I want to buy this thing nice and low around 34 to 3,300. This might be looking at some type of, and this is a big if, but if this is a bullish pattern, maybe this pulls back into here, breaks this neckline, and then goes back up to 45, maybe 4,500, 1.45 up here. Okay, but that's a big if, because we could also just do nothing. We could have this making higher lows and making lower highs and higher lows, and just staying sideways, sideways, sideways. Does this finish to the downside to then bottom out and then reverse? I could totally see that happening over the next 6 to 12 months, where we just want to focus on buying low, buy low, focus on the structure here, give it time, be patient, be opportunistic. Don't force trades. So I think that's a better plan, is just let price come to you. Dollar Swiss, if we can get on the right-hand side of this trend line, I don't know if this is going to be a dollar-related move or if this is going to be a Swiss-related move, but if we can just make some progress on the right-hand side of this trend line, I think a move back up to take out this high, a sweep of this high, would be pretty awesome. So if we sweep that high, pull back, go to symmetry, go to 5 waves, my profit target is going to be right in here. Profit target, if we go higher, that's awesome. I just don't think I'm holding on that long. Okay, we have 12 minutes for the close. I need another 9-point move to the upside if I'm going to get it. Let's find out. So SPX, they're both down. So my max risk was 35 cents or $35, and right now I'm down about 24. If somehow miraculously this thing comes up into a profit trap, 64.71 is $100. 64.72 is $200. 64.73 is $300. I'm going to see if that profit trap works out by the close. But I have literally 10 minutes where we're going to see this market push pretty hard. If it happens, awesome. If it doesn't, no big deal. Risk $35. So let's see what price gets us. I'll set a chart alarm. If we're above, I'll put a chart alarm here at 71. There we go. So that's a $100 profit trap. If we get up into that yellow box, that's $1, $2, $3, up to $500. If I max this thing out, that would be 6475. So maybe if we had Joy, you're in the trade with me yesterday, right? That trade that pushed up the final minutes or so and kind of busted up my trades for it was really my max losses on some of my trades in the morning. So even that $600 I made during the day just kind of helped mitigate some of the risk, but I still was down over $1,000. But if we get a little thrust up here for the final 10 minutes, one never knows. But if it's dead zone, then I lose 35 cents. All right, let's keep going here with currencies. That's dollar Swiss, dollar yen. That pretty much wraps it up. Okay. So gaming, that answers your question. You get on some currencies now? What other questions we got? Any other charts you want to take a look at? Let's go advanced decline. Let's go heat map today. So right now we have 74% of stocks advancing. Eli Lilly, some pretty good buying action here, up almost 3%. Healthcare, actually, it seems to me like we got a pretty good rotation going on here. Healthcare getting some love. UNH was up today, 3.6%. Let me see if my ratio spread's looking any better on that. It might be underwater still, but certainly getting some better P&L. Ratio spread, I'm still down $1,000, but if it stays above 270, I make $600 on the trade. If I can keep it around, let me show this analysis. So if I can keep it around here, can I zoom in? I want one, fudge. Darn it. Anyway, this is my profit trap, right? So I have a ratio spread where 270, we're trading at 271, 260 is my pin price. If price just stays here, I'm going to make $622 on UNH. If price starts to go up, as in UNH recovers further and gets back up to $300, I'm still going to make $622 on this trade. If price is going to stay right here, possibly creep into 269, 268, 267, I have a profit trap that could pay me a bonus up to $1,000. So my max profit in this trade could be $1,622 if I'm right at, this is out to like the end of the year. But if we're at 260, I can still make a good profit. If we're recovering, I'm still making $622. So, overall, it's like I'm hopefully going to see UNH go higher. I took the trade mechanically thinking that we've already been beat up enough. So I put the ratio spread in. If this is like, oversold conditions with divergence, we start to get some movement back into the 300s, my trade looks better. This 165 by 160 closed out for like $300 or $400 months ago. This 270 by 260 was when this market was dumping here. Market was dumping in here. I put the 270 by 260 on. Okay, things getting a little bit more exciting here these final few minutes. Am I getting some love in my SPX butterfly? Let's find out. Let's see. This would be a fun little bonus on the day. Up about $30, down about 17. Okay. I could grab a couple of bucks here, maybe. 66, 67. Can we get to 70 plus? I mean, the smart thing with 8 minutes to go is just to take the profit, right? This trade was max risk of 20. Right now, this is up about $23. Let me see if I can get a profit here. Close. It's trading for 50 cents. Let's go. Come on. I'm going to try to grab $1. I mean, the best way for this thing to close in profit for me is to see price get to 64.70. And maybe this thing jumps up to $1 in these final minutes. Let me see if I just close it out at, I'll put $1. I'll sit here and watch it. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. It's trading at 20 cents right now. It's kind of break even. Well, that's disappointing. Let's go back to table. So it's up. Yeah, it's now break even. Well, that was quick. Come on, bulls. I need a 6-minute thrust. You guys can do it. You did it yesterday and you busted up my freaking trade. How about you pay me back with some karma? Right? I follow my rules. I follow my plan. I was disciplined. I was patient. And I still lost yesterday. Easy win today. Carved back a couple $100. Let's make it up. So somehow a little bonus trap today would be pretty exciting. Trading back up to 50 cents on that butterfly spread. Come on now. So I'm going to see, we've got 6 minutes to go. I'm looking to see if price will push up into this like 70. Come on, baby. Give me some 0 DT love right up here. Let's get this 670. 670, 671. If this thing surprised me with a cash settlement, that'd be freaking sweet. I don't know. I'm going to throw in $2 and get super lucky. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, I'll eat 35 cents. But at least me gives you something to watch here for 5 minutes. All right, we're making some fresh highs. Let's go. Let's go. Cheer it on. Right? Open the floodgates up. Let's see this 64.70. Come on. You can do it. Come on, everybody. Let's slow clap. Let's slow clap the S&P a little bit higher. DXY long-term view because Trump wants 0.5. I mean, Trump wants multiple cuts. He wants like 1% to 2% cuts in the next 2 years. All right, 67. 67. Come on, man. Time is of the essence. I need to thrust into 70. I need 64.70. We're trading at 67. Let's get to 68. 70 is not bad. We got a gamma level at 70. Okay, we got a gamma level at 70. Can we get above it? Can we get to 75? Come on, baby. It's going to be close. I mean, what I should do is maybe take the net win on the day and just be happy. I did this as an example trade today. I'm kind of $3-4 positive. But let's see. 4 minutes to go. 66.93. Come on. We're right in that butterfly. I'm just a few points shy of it. Push. It's like having a baby. What tools use to find that move in price? What move are you talking about there? Metin? Tayfun? What move in price you asking about? Come on. I mean, this software I use is called Dynamic Trend. I've had this software for like 5 years. I love this software. I use this stuff every day. We hit the 50-day or the 50% ATR today. 100 was nowhere in reach. Yesterday, if you traded with me yesterday, price went 120% ATR, which is so rare to the upside. It also hit my VIX. My VIX rule is 16, which is just unbelievable that we got beat to the upside yesterday. I was actually pretty surprised. Now, it's my fault that I started leveling in a little bit more aggressively. I had 3-4 contracts running, so that's on me. But net, like I said, I lost about $1,000 yesterday, and I'll recover. All right, where are we at? 22 cents. Come on, man. We're only $2 away, $2.50 away. All right. So what I need here in these final 3 minutes is I need price to try its best to get above. If we're at 6,470 or beyond, every bit of that is cash settled gains. So if somehow we can get to like 71, that's a $100 bonus today. Because I have a $500 profit trap here. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75 is pin, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 64.80. So I need this thing up to 70 plus. It's not that far away, but I need to see in the next 2 minutes. I need about a $2 to $3 move. I don't know if we're going to get it, but a surprise jump would be great to at least tag and exceed. Now I'm asking for it to go up. Yesterday I'm like, go down. But I don't know. If I lose those 35 cents, it's no big deal. But I was hoping to get a little bonus trade today just for fun. I mean, it offered $500 to risk 35. So could be great. I need a $3 move right now. Let's go. We got 2 minutes. Let's go. Green, green, green. Make this larger. Try to make this exciting. 70 plus, 70 plus, 70 plus. Come on, baby. I'll watch. Trading for 50. It's like this. It's just, we have to get into my profit trap. It's just, there's no time left. I need this thing to be, I need a jump. Nope, probably not going to happen. We got 1 minute. Can it jump? Looks like it's just shy. All right, where's our final? We have 23 seconds to go. Doesn't seem to do the trick. So disappointing. All right, final 13 seconds. Countdown from 10. Nope. All right. Well, good effort. I lost 35 cents. No big deal. Still nicely positive on the day. Hit some fresh all-time highs today for the portfolio. So my previous high was 410. I'm up to 427. So fresh highs in the year. No complaints there. It was up to 22.5 today. Certainly happy with that. And the market didn't even go anywhere. So it's nice to see that I'm hitting all-time highs again, and we didn't have to make all-time highs in the markets. So just the grind continues. The melt-up continues. I've got some downside risks that I'm watching, and took some profit, got some buying power back today. Still sitting on about 40 to 50% cash right now. And off we go. So, all right. What else? Any other charts? Any other questions? Any other concerns? I'll go back to this. You're all welcome to join me for live trading every single day. Daily profit plan at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Okay. I will share the links. I share these every single day. If you'd like to get into my Telegram, okay, here's my link to Telegram. You can follow me for free. So Chris Pulver Telegram. There you go. If you'd like to opt in on your phone, I have an SMS alert as well, so you can get messages from me on your phone, maybe a little bit faster in real time if you don't like Telegram. So here's Chris Pulver SMS. There you go. And my Discord. I will share a 30-minute link on Discord because I don't like to keep the links out there when I'm seeing this stuff on YouTube. So new link, copy, Chris Pulver Trading Discord. All right, cool. So Welcome to join. Tomorrow is Trending Thursday. We'll see what's moving, what's shaking. We had a watch list Wednesday today with the pinch point scanner. I did price in, I put in 2 new trades. I had one that was filled, and I have one that's pending. And these are the services. I'll just recap these. I did this earlier when I started the session. If anything I'm talking about during these sessions, these live sessions, you're watching any of my recordings, look, website, I just got this up and running, chrispulvertrading.com. If you have any questions on any of my services, you can email our team, support@prosperitypub.com. If you're in my services, I share this email with members so you can contact me. You want to trade with me every day. You want to trade with me every week. You want to trade with me every week. You want to trade with me every week. Give me some time. Look, but is right here, opening bell, closing bell, almost every single day. Okay. This scanner every single week. Protect your portfolio. You want to learn a little bit more advanced strategies and trade kind of the kitchen sink approach like I do. I mean, I do this. This is my preferred way of trading is like, I don't have to be in a box at all. I can trade whatever I want. Project Options Edge. Bonus education, practical options. Okay. If you ever have any questions on this, send me an email. If you have any questions on this, contact our team. Check it out. Okay. And the tools and stuff every single day, I share these as well. I've got affiliate codes and discount codes and things. If you ever want to get, the zero DTE stuff, the gamma levels, liquidity levels, how I calculate my highs and lows, the indicators that I built. I give these to my courses and services, and I have, if it's something I subscribe to personally, then I got some pretty good affiliations to make sure that you can save some money, if interested. Okay, but daily profit plan every single day, 9 a.m. Eastern time. So 9 a.m. Eastern time, Monday to Friday. So we're live every single day. So we can grind and make some bucks. Okay. All right. What else? Gold. Where's gold? Gold is nowhere. We're at 33.56. It's in a range. I'm selling options on gold to buy lower. I'm holding my 2, 3, 4 year bull market on gold. It's doing fine. I think gold goes higher. I think September to December could be very interesting to see where does gold go? Where does the dollar go? Where does Bitcoin go? Where do the markets go? Right? Like August, yes, we breached highs in August. I was a little surprised that this last 3 weeks that we had such a big range from July 31st to August 1st that the market just decided, hey, higher inflation, let's go higher. And we broke all-time highs yesterday. Right? So we broke all-time highs yesterday. We breached those highs again today. We just didn't collapse, or we didn't stay at those highs. Okay. So anyway, I can get rid of those boxes now. So coming into tomorrow, it's just another day of trading. If we go higher, cool. If we go lower, cool. I don't care. I want to see what price does. I'm going to keep sticking to my guns. I'm going to stick to my process, try to make a few bucks, and whatever happens, happens. Like we trade, we manage risk, and we do our job. So where do we go in September? I mean, things we have happening this month that are still on the radar. We have PPI tomorrow, which is, what businesses are paying for higher tariffs and inflation. Is it going to cost businesses, producers more money to make things, more money to pass on things to the consumer? We will find out. By the end of the month, we have Jackson Hole, which is always an odd time to trade. It's such a quiet month in August. There's usually much lower and much lower volume and even lighter liquidity, that sometimes during Jackson Hole, we can see some ridiculous noise. If I'm not mistaken, last year during Jackson Hole, I think we had like a 2 to 3% swing in the S&P and it went absolutely nowhere. And it's right around NVIDIA earnings at the same time. So we have a $4 trillion market cap company that has huge, huge earnings that will probably be enough to move the market 0.5 to 1% all by itself. And then we have Jackson Hole on top of that to see, is Powell actually going to talk about cutting rates in the path forward, or is he going to stick to, lips are sealed, let's see what we do in September, blah, blah, blah. But it's an interesting time. So that's just to finish up this month. And then getting into September effect is usually the worst month historically for the stock market. We haven't had a pullback since April 9th, right? A meaningful pullback since April 9th. I don't count a little, 1% dip or a 3% pullback a correction. I consider that literally like a pause or a pullback, right? 1 to 3% is nothing. 5% recognizable, 5, 7, 8% good correction, 10% got my attention, right? I think that's about all we get. We pull back 3, 4, 5%. I think this market's going to get the dip bought a lot. I just think you stay the course. Probably higher highs. It may not surge, but it's like, I think this market's going to do everything in its power to grind. Lee says, would you recommend practical options before getting pinch point scanner? I mean, if you want to get more familiar with the strategies, that's a good question. I mean, if you are interested in, look, this here's what I built this for. If you want to learn how to trade options, I built this for, I've got clients that are 80 plus years old. I've got nephews that are 17 and 19 years old. Okay. So whether you're a child that knows nothing, or you're a little bit like tech challenged, and somewhere in between, I'm trying to help people trade better. Okay. Options comes with a whole list of things that's like, what does this mean? What is this definition? What does this look like? What does it mean if I have this call versus put, debit versus credit? So my full course walks you through as if I was teaching somebody from scratch. What took me, look, when I got into options, it was simply buying puts and selling calls, because I wanted to sell calls on the stuff I owned to make income, and I wanted to buy puts for protection in case the market went down. That's all I did when I started. Now I trade, 15 to 20 strategies. Do you have to do that? Of course not. But as I learned and evolved and tried to figure out more ways to play the game of up, down, sideways, there's ways to take trades and options where I never own the stock, ever. I don't want to own the stock. I just want to place a trade that makes me money. So I think, getting familiar with the debits and credits, what's a call, what's a put, how do we create some basic trades with 1, 2 legs, maybe 3, 4 legs. It's just understanding, when I do this with my broker, what does it actually mean in the charts? Where do I need to see price go to make money? Where's my risk? And this stuff ahead of time. So again, I do have if you want the practical option stuff, I've got the links for it. It's in my Discord. But I've got the quick options guide for $27. That's a great way just to wet your whistle and jump in for $27. Certainly doesn't set you back much, and get an intro and guide, and buying calls, buying puts, doing some basic spreads to trade the market up or down. And if you like that, you can then upgrade to the full course. So we can go, let's go practical options. There you go. Then you can go full course, right? So what do I have here? Key terms, risk graphs, going through an option chain on, I think I did like 4 or 5 brokers in this video series. Looking at the strategy guide that I built, it's like a 60 or 70 page PDF that I'll send you. If you have practical options, tell me and give me proof of purchase, and I'll send you the strategy guide. And then buying puts and calls, bullish spreads, bearish spreads, calendar spreads, butterfly spreads, and then directionally neutral trades like strangles and iron condors. Some of my favorite strategies. There's 13 strategies in here to trade the market up, down, sideways. So if you want to learn, I built this for people to learn and hopefully make it streamlined, accelerated, learn faster. I think my light just changed tone on me. But anyway, you can get that on my Discord. Okay. So Discord, come into education. Here's my practical options. There's my $27 course right there. And my practical options full course right here. So you can check it out. If you have any questions, you can contact me in Discord. I'm in all these public channels. You can reach out anytime. You can ask me here when we're live in all these sessions every single day. You can talk to me tomorrow in my daily profit plan room every single day. Okay? That's why I'm here. I'm here to trade. I'm here to do it live. I'm here to help people. Cool? Okay, I'll let you go. Have a good rest of the day. Let's do it again tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Bye.